Welcome back to our Kanto Park build. We finished power research and we rested up our staff. We also had a minor storm that happened off screen. 1 mil 500,000 on this. I will. Do I want to send all four on this? I suppose we send all four on. I think we'll wait. We'll do Pyroraptor first. So we're at 98% on Pyroraptor. So if we process one Sinosauropteryx fossil and then that one of those Pyroraptor fossils, maybe we can sell the rest afterwards. Although I feel like, did we not already try to do that? Like, do we not have the one Pyroraptor, do we not have 98% Pyroraptor because we've been trying to use the bare minimum of fossils? I don't know. Maybe some of those are like zeros and the UI is glitched effectively. We'll see. While that happens, I guess we could take another look at research here too. So we're working on Pyroraptor, of course. Currently, after that, I forget exactly what we wanted to get working on. But from what I recall, we want to get Pyroraptor in. It's going to go north of Cerulean City, and then we need to do Rock Tunnel in the power plant area, and Lavender. And then I think we want to do an herbivore enclosure, but maybe after that. So that's how we're doing it. Yeah, we could get started on pterosaurs for Lavender. And then Rock Tunnel needs to be some sort of carnivore. Yeah, and I think we've got everything that's at this tier that's going in. So Rock Tunnel ends up being something a little bigger. Yeah. So at that point, we're pushing Tyranno or Spino or Karkar. I think Karkar's easier than Rex, but we can't research that yet anyway. So let's do Dimorphodon research here to start with. Okay. And then, yeah, the Pyroraptors will be done in a second. And then we've got this section of route to deal with. Because the plan for the Pyroraptor is to put them up here. Although now that I think about it, we could wait, put them somewhere else. Because this section up here is going to be really far from any shops, because all the shops are in Cerulean City. We should be really trying to place the enclosures in a way that's we're able to use the nearby towns to get a good position of the shops for the viewing gallery. So you don't want to repeat a Mount Moon where we're kind of stuck in this middle awkward position and we can never get full food rating on this enclosure because it's too far away. So in that sense, I think we'll scrap the original plan for the Pyroraptor exhibit to be to the north. We'll put the Pyroraptors in Rock Tunnel. We'll have to find space for one more exhibit eventually, but that shouldn't be that big of a problem. Pyroraptor finished. So, Pyroraptor is Grovyle, the most raptor-like Pokemon. Well, the most raptor-like complete Pokemon, because there's a fossil that's a raptor, but it's only partial, and it becomes a chimeric Pokemon, which is weird and gross. So Grovyle, we're doing only a single pattern here because we can't differentiate the shiny enough. Solar and Blank. That's what we're looking at. Grovyle is a grass type Pokemon, but it does have a very, very raptor vibe to it. I think we'll push Lifespan, give it a chance at Humble, and push up Social. And I think that's what we'll do there. We need to get the exhibit though made. So we're gonna go. Oh, let's check those fossils. Well, let's check the contract.
Are you ready for something new? Then this objective is right up your alley.
I'll take the one that's worth more, even though it's a little harder to do. It'll be done by the month's time anyway. Yeah, so we can sell these still. That's good. They're not just dead weight. We can process these as well. Okay, but then we'll finish up the flying reptiles research. We'll do power, because when we put in rock tunnel, we also want to put in the power plant proper. So yeah, that'll be right around the same time. And then after rock tunnel, we can start working our way back south for some of the other routes. Okay, a lot of design work's been done. We got to get a large power generator in here to like space out properly what rock tunnel is going to end up looking like. So I've started the research on that. Unfortunately, that takes quite a lot of our money away. This is what the routes near Cerulean look like. Unfinished over there where the power plant's going, but this section at least is basically good to go. We've got a placeholder for Bill's house. This will presumably be a staff center eventually, but right now we've got 2 staff centers here. We can put another one in over there. So we're gonna hold off on that. Presumably nobody walks up there. Yes, very true. Good. That's good for us. Yeah, so let's get this power in. Our power research completed. Get the generator in and then try to lay out the rest of this. Which is going to take some time because I got to wait for cash to come in. I think the cryo bug is back. So in Frontierland, we had an issue where if a single cryo would go to sleep and it would lose track of its territory and then be mad when it woke up, which is what just happened with this Cryolophosaurus. I think. It smashed a fence down, but it's not rabid. So the only reason it would attack a fence is if comfort had been a problem, which must be the case. So we need a second Cryolophosaurus to try and keep them happy. That's going to put a little bit of a dampener on our other plans because it's going to take some time. Well, we'll get it done. It has to happen, or we're going to be having issues.
Asset has been delivered.
Hey, I like that he just immediately fucking lays down when he's supposed to be forming territory. Can you fucking not right now? God damn it. Jesus Christ. You can't let me have a second, can ya? To sort out your bullshit territory mechanics. And this is modified territory decay too. So it's not an issue with territory decay, it's an issue with how sleep and territory interact. Where there's something about it just like switching over. Okay, we got our large power generator in. These two take up 60 and 0. This was a grand total of 120. So we can go ahead and clear these guys completely out of here. And reconnect this power station. Essentially over to there. That bathroom should be fine there, actually. Okay, other park damage is happening. Yeah, I want the capture team. Totally not trying to get... Oh, you're actually in the pen right now. Well, okay. I mean, we have the second gates. That's fine. I deleted the other gate because we're going to actually expand the pen back out to what we expect it to be. Just as soon as we actually can do that. Not what I fucking wanted to do. Okay. Where the fuck am I? This way. Okay, I mean, that's still been repaired. So I guess that's all the damage in the part. Okay, Cryolophosaurus, have you sorted your shit out? Yes. Currently. Great. Okay. That seems all good. Allo territory looks good. Okay. All right. Well, there we go. Presumably, this is probably supposed to be forest. Let me look that up. Well, we can look that up later. All right, that stuff gets cleared out. All right. Other repairs are queued up. Everything looks good. Let's get these shelters closed, start making money again. We can check that cryo and get one of them, two of them, one of them hatched. 4 viable eggs. Should I just have 3? Pen words. Holy shit. The pen might not support 3. Let's do that. Okay, there's that contract.
Still got a lot to do, and
Good
by
stuff.
we, I mean you. But at this pace, you'll.
Okay, the second Cryolophosaurus is on the way. Let's switch over to doing Pyroraptor. I'm curious if the Cryolophosaurus bug for territories, like, we're calling it the Cryolophosaurus bug because we've encountered it twice, both times with the Cryolophosaurus, but it might be true of any solitary dinosaur. That any solitary dinosaur can go to sleep and have its territory disappear. In which case, that kind of sucks for any, like, for instance, Jurassic Park recreation where you want one Tyrannosaurus. I feel like the fact that we've seen this bug twice now in relatively recent park builds, Frontierland and then this park build, means it's new. Because if this bug was always present and was always affecting every solitary carnivore, we definitely would have seen it before. Either that or every solitary carnivore we've bred before has been in a pen that's been so small that it hasn't cropped up. But it's not like this pen is particularly large. Like, I don't know any other explanation for how it would have lost its territory. Unless the issue in Frontierland was the pen being too big, and the issue here is some quirk of the elevation on the back end, which makes it weird. I don't know. I put in a second layer of fence. That way, if they do break down the fence again through random territory bullshit, they at least don't get into the Moros and Utyrannus pen and start causing trouble there. Let's check the Pyros. Now, I haven't looked at what these guys need for environmental stuff. We're just going to assume it works. I do need to check their social, because we probably want to minimize... the amount of these we put in the park. Aggressive and intolerant. So intolerant is actively detrimental. Much more... Oh, aggressive is 2. Ooh. We have no way to have a social alpha. Man. So we could try another clutch. It's actually only 300,000. I think I'm willing to do that. Do we... They're almost guaranteed to be intolerant. So I think what we need is we need either an aggressive or intolerant, humble, or social to get an alpha that works. We'll try one more clutch. And if this doesn't work, we'll just hatch and we'll roll with it. We'll see what we can do. Oops, unpause. I cannot believe how bad our luck is. We don't have a single intolerant or aggressive raptor that actually got social or humble. The reason for this is because every dinosaur in this game is limited to 3 traits. And, yeah, if my guess would be is it probably prioritizes the negative traits too. Intolerance should show up 75% of the time. But we've got it on a lot of eggs. Like, Intolerant doesn't seem to be getting deprioritized, right? Social should be showing up 50% of the time, humble 25%. We've never even seen humble, I don't think. We got 3 social out of 12 eggs. So it seems like the negative traits are rolled first, and then the positive ones are rolled. And possibly with the positive ones, it's like the guaranteed ones first, but we're also getting a lot of fit. 4 fit Pyroraptors here. So my guess would be is the game rolls the 100%. It rolls the negatives, puts the 100% on, rolls for fit and genes that you can't control, like nocturnal and docile. And then only after that, if there's still slots left in the genes, does it actually roll for things like social and humble. We should keep this in mind in the future. We could do one more clutch. We could guarantee an alpha at least. I think we'll do that. Pyroraptor is social 3 to 4. So I think what we do here... I forget the exact metrics here on social and humble. Let's think about this for a second. Somebody with a gene, please tell me. So 30% area need growth versus humble. God damn it, fucking storms. We should have humble on the aloes or the cryos. Humble. Minus 30% needs versus growth. I think I don't know this. I don't know how to do the math on this. I do know how to do the math on this, but I can't do it right now without cracking open the code. But I should look into it. There should be a clear delineation between where you apply humble and where you apply social. My inclination would be that at low pack size, like 4 Pyroraptors, humble's gotta be better. But I don't know if that's actually true. These guys always have a chance at social too. Okay, actually that's a good point. This saves us a genetic point if we go social. So we'll go social here, 100%. Drop long live down a little bit, and then we'll try that out. Also, this is a good science experiment to see if my theory is correct. So we'll see what this third batch looks like after the storm. And let's get this storm resolved. I think storms aren't really much of a threat. And we'll be cutting them out now. But this one we're keeping in just because we're doing experiments right in the middle of it. So, social. Right. Guaranteed trade always shows up. It is actually guaranteed. Then we got aggressive. We got 3 intolerant. So about half the clutch, and it's 75% intolerant. That's within bounds. I mean, any combination you could statistically roll here. But we're doing a little light statistical experiment. 50% not dissimilar from 66%, 2 and 3. Or no, 75%, sorry. I forgot what the number was. 75%. 50% versus 75% with a sample size of 6. Not significantly different. Now, how many long lives do we have? We actually got 5 long lives. I wasn't expecting to see that many. And we only got 1 fit this time. That's really interesting. We have not great data here to actually work with. I should just look at the code. Well, I actually don't know. I can't look at the code for this because I don't know where stat selection for traits is made. I can't check that. I should look at the code to decide between humble and social. That I can actually do because I know where the dinosaur stats are located in the database. But yeah, in terms of this stuff, 30%, 35 dom, intolerance 30. So yeah, it doesn't really matter what we take here. So I guess we take intolerant. Social intolerant long lived. Social intolerant long lived, yeah. And then we'll take a few of the normal ones. Because I think we got 3 now without negative traits. So I think we'll do that. We just want 4. So then this person gets rested, and we're good to go. With the Pyroraptors on the way, the next big thing to work on is the Aviary for Aerodactyl. We're going to use Dimorphodon for that, because Dimorphodon is the only long-tailed pterosaur in this game. It's a little on the small side in terms of what I feel like the scale of an Aerodactyl should be. But also, Dimorphodon's really oversized in this game anyway if we're not using the Dominion skin. So that's fine. It'll work. Pyroraptors are flying over. It is, ooh, treasure. It is nighttime, so we're going to wait till daytime to check them out. For some reason, our Dimorphodon fossils were buried with an insane amount of fungi and buried goddamn treasure. So I'll gladly take a phenomenal amount of money. Thank you. Cool. Okay. We'll get the first batch here on the way. We got everybody that's mad at me that needs to rest. Rest and rest. And there we go. Well, I guess it's a Nuzlocke now. We've had 2 permadeaths in the form of both of the base Aurorus. Nothing else is immediately due to die, I don't think. But, yeah, we got 2 of these guys already synced up and ready to replace them, though, so we'll go ahead and get them going. The sun is coming up. What do the Pyroraptors think about their lives? They look pretty good. Sorry, the Groviles. There's our grass-type raptors. Not a bad rendition, but also it's just a green raptor. Like, there's not much that's distinctly special about the colorization of Grovile to allow us to really, like, make something really special. I mean, the biggest thing is that Grovile's got, like, a red belly, and we can't even do that because that doesn't actually link up with anything in terms of the patterning. So, we just get, you know, a green pirate here, but that's still pretty good. Grovile's actually got kind of a tail fan, although it doesn't actually have a long tail. It's just got 2 feathers that come off its ass. Two leaves, actually, but they're effectively feathers. And then it's got feathers/leaves on its hands. So it actually does look like a properly feathered raptor. It's even got a leaf coming off of its head, too. So this is a pretty good match. That's why we did the Pyroraptor specifically, to have the feathers to match up with the leaves from the actual Pokemon. It looks like all 4 of them are almost content. We just need the tiniest bit of extra forest here, which I can easily provide. Just have another little tree there, maybe another little tree up here. Look at that. Look at all your trees. Wow, guys. Amazing. Also, I actually kind of really like the design of this enclosure. It's a simple pen, but, like, I think having this, like, kind of valley with the viewing gallery at the center, and then the rock going into the sand, going back into the rock on each side is kind of fun. I kind of like it. I think it'd be better if it was actually more of a valley. Like if we had an upper level and then a lower level below us, and we could kind of feel like we were in the canyon wall, that'd be kind of cool. But yeah. Are those Amargas ready? Yeah, get out here, guys. Get back to your friends. I did set the Amargas up now to have Humble, but we didn't get it. We didn't get lucky. And we need to name one of these guys. Because we have, I think it was it Aurorus that died? Okay, we got Amora, we got Amarga, we got Amora. Yeah, so this should be Aurorus. 9, 10... The Aurorus is back. All right. Yeah, so the next thing to put in is the Aviary. I don't know if I modded these. I can't remember. I think this is unmodded. I just made it. So I modded it so that they unlock right away, but I think this is the cost is the same, right? So it's actually the aviary is much cheaper. The aviary and lagoon are much cheaper to research than they are to, or the structure is much cheaper to research than the viewing gallery was, which was really weird. It never occurred to me when I was making the mods, because I definitely changed the research cost for the galleries. I dropped those down, I think, to zipline level requirements. 5 logistics, maybe 9. I don't remember for sure, but those are heavily nerfed. But it makes even less sense that those are really expensive when the lagoon itself wasn't in the aviary. We got to research the dome first, of course, so we're gonna do that. Also, it feels weird to me that this is like all welfare research. It makes some sense, I guess. Does it? I guess the other hatcheries are automatic, so you never see the research requirement for those. I suppose welfare needs to be doing something other than just vaccine research, but yeah. So ratings right now are a little bit poor. Restroom coverage is actually not that full. I was hoping it would be. Oh, well, that's gross. Okay, let's move you here. That'll work. That can stay there. It's kind of weird, but it's fine. And then this guy, who is going to be the bathroom, probably needs to be moved. It's probably not going to work. Let's see. Can we put it here and then move that power thing? I think we can. Maybe. Sick. Okay. 100%. Great. And then when we have Lavender Town in here, we'll have another bathroom. We'll just make sure the bathroom's near the exit and it should be able to cover the rest of this stretch. So we got to get Lavender Town laid out. It's going to be a little awkward. We're kind of running out of space. Lavender Town should end about here. So I think we're going to have to stretch Lavender Town down a little bit. And deal with the repercussions on that with the other routes over here. I think we can have it work out. I think it'll be fine because the routes directly south of Lavender Town are just a bunch of water routes and like other grass routes that aren't very interesting. So we can compress that a little bit. That's not a big issue. Yep. Nicely nerfed avian viewing gallery. Only tier 5 research, which it should be logistics. That's actually like tier 1 research or something in the code. I meant 5 logistics, not tier 5. And yeah, nice and cheap, like it ought to have been always. So you actually make it ever worth using. Now, when we do the super challenge mode that's coming up, we're definitely never going to do the research for those. Now, my intention with the super challenge mode is going to be unmodded, with the exception of the challenge mode conditions, which I went back through and looked at the research tree stuff. I think half of the edits will carry over because it's not the whole research tree is sandbox specific. Only certain parts of the research tree have specific variations for sandbox versus normal. So we'll have to undo those research edits for that super challenge mode, but that'll be totally doable. It'll be just a fine. Now we're not doing upgrades for this because it's too goddamn expensive. 74%. We should have fossils in, judging by the fact I don't see a dig team underway. We did send out another expedition. Look at the return, though, on, like, extra bonus shit. Very impressive. And genome's completed. Cool as well. Very cool. We'll get these guys out this episode. Then what next? So, currently these shops we put in are not useful. Probably largely because our ratings are actually pretty good here for some reason. I really wasn't expecting them to be, because we had one that was really bad for a little while. But yeah, for whatever reason, food coverage is actually above 93%. Okay, so you can see the gaps here. So the shops down here, which are pulling in a mere 29 people, these are the customers that are going to the cryo, or the, not the cryo, the Pyroraptor enclosure. They're only drawing that much business, despite these guys being 150 appeal apiece, which is really surprising to me. I would have thought they'd have brought more business in. This is the plan for the, well, this is Lavender Town built up now, and the plan for the Pokemon Tower, which we need to evaluate if this is actually going to work before we put Dimorphodons in it. Also, can I mix eras? I can. We could put this in at a weird angle. I wanted to do it like that. We could do it like that and just move the path. I think that's what we'll do. Oh, it's also going to hit that hillside. Push that back. See, it should actually be from the south. That's actually where it ought to be. Oh, I wonder if we can rotate this in such a way that we can actually get the viewing gallery. No, it's never going to look right. It's never going to look quite right. Because we'd have to put it on the side like this. And that leaves a big chunk here without visibility. So I think we just want to move the whole thing down. So let's clear this out. Let's just light money on fire. We're doing world era. If I do that, so this has the arrow pointing that way. Okay, so this default alignment is actually the right orientation. In theory.
Attractions.
Yeah, so we just move it over. Obstructed by main thoroughfare. I mean, we can move it up a little bit. That's not a problem. I might move it back. Because if we put it back over here a little bit more, we can kind of wrap around that corner there. Here's what we'll do. This path section doesn't necessarily need to be here. So let's just cut it down. Like that. I want the path in front and behind for like the paved Heart Gold Soul Silver Lavender Town aesthetic, but we don't need the rest of it. And that gives us a little bit of space to play with putting the viewing gallery closer to the front, but still having the tower be close by. Yeah, like that. Okay, cut that down a little bit. Expand that out a little bit that way. Give me my gallery from any era. I think the DFW aesthetic matches most with what's kind of going on in Lavender Town. So we'll do that like that. And then the hatchery is definitely Jurassic World era because I like the solar panel thing going on the top there. And yeah, we'll just put that in here. Then that can connect to this bottom path. Which is not... That's weird. That should have... Okay, definitely... How did that not actually snap? Well, who cares? Doesn't matter. This connection point doesn't make a lot of sense for what's actually seen in Heart Gold Soul Silver, but it's enough. It'll work. We could even sneak in paths around this guy to continue the paved vibe we're going for here. Oh, that's gross. Can I fix you? Oh yeah, no. Easy. Easy fix. Easy fix. Look at that shit. Yeah. Now this one, if I decide... Oh, that one we basically put as far back as we could. I guess it's fine. So you should technically be entering the tower from the south, not from the west, but I think as a compromise, I'm willing to allow that. We should definitely have a paved area up here, extending over from where this is as well. Because there should be a large paved area between the Pokemon Center and Pokemon Tower / Radio Tower. Well, it'd be the Radio Tower if we're doing Heart Gold Soul Silver for the layout. But I think having the big path section makes this look a lot more unique. So I like that aesthetic a lot more here. We can replace some of these bathrooms with like a hotel or something if we decide we want to do that later. But for now, we'll just leave the double bathroom here for no reason other than to have the building in there. We're doing 6 buildings, which is Heart Gold Soul Silver plus the tower. There's 5 buildings in Gen 1, which would require us to delete this other building here. Technically, these are both Pokemon Marts. This is the Gen 3, Gen 1 Pokemon Mart, and this is the Gen 2, Gen 4 Pokemon Mart. But we're merging different iterations of that together, which I think is perfectly reasonable, because otherwise, what is real? Who knows, right? How do you decide? All right, we can get a little bit of that done there. Just for a little bit more of a mountain. Look at that. Solid work, I think. Personally, I do think that is solid. There should be rock wrapping all the way around the tower. We will do that later. There should be grass in this front corner here, so we'll leave that alone. We'll do a little bit of rock under the power generator to blend that in to the pavement. And then Pokemon Tower itself here should be all paved essentially. We could try and do this, which I think I'm okay with. I think that does a decent job of helping to blend that in a bit. Yeah, I think that's good enough. I think we can leave that well enough alone. We could do rock, but I'm not sure aesthetically how much I'd like it. We'll merge that there with a little bit of rock, but I think we'll leave the rest of it. B, the Dimorphodon was done, yes? Yep, 100%. So Dimorphodon, we're looking at Svalbard Pulcrana. No shiny for this one either. Another shiny that really just doesn't work out as looking like anything different in game. We'll just slap on some chances there, I think. We should have plenty of space for these guys, so it shouldn't really matter. So we'll just do that. All right. We'll get those out to wrap up today's episode. That's a 2-species episode. That's not too bad. The next thing to work on is going to be pushing herbivores. So the next set of herbivores, or next set of herbivores, should be, let's look here. So we've got another Pachycephalosaurid. We've got another sauropod. And we've got another ceratopsian if we want it. Now, I think we want to go a little chill on this enclosure. I think this should be a smaller one. Safari Zone should be the next big herbivore enclosure. So I think we do Apatosaurus. And then we do, I think, just a small Pachycephalosaurid to pair with it. 2 species only. So Pachycephalosaurus or Stygimoloch for Cranidos / Rampardos. And then we save our second Ceratopsian. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah, then we'd have 4 species in Safari Zone, which feels good. I think 4 in Safari Zone is the place, the way to be. Because we've got just 3 here, right? Amarga, Chasmo, and Draco. Yeah. So 3 here, 2 here, and 4 in Safari Zone when we get down there. We should move the Dracos over. Because the Dracos, being Marowaks and Cubones, should be near Lavender. So let's leaf and nut. If we do that, fiber, leaf, nut, fiber, leaf. So we get rid of the nut in here, which would be good. All right, I'll plan out the herbivores afterwards. But that's the idea. We'll move Dracorex over, pair it up with a Apatosaurus. Or do we pair it up with a Amarga? Because Amarga should be environmentally a smaller requirement. We'll have more space to make the Apato enclosure work, though. I think. Yeah, we'll leave the Amargas. Also, the Apatos will probably put in like 1 or 2, and it'll be easily airlifted over. Versus the 6 Amargas we're having in Viridian. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys are done. All right, 6 eggs. I think we just take all of these. Social resilient, nice. Mostly because I want to generate welfare, or not welfare, generate appeal in this section of the park to get these shops profitable. Because right now, they're kind of really bad on our profits. All right, well, let's let the Dimorphodons cook. All right, let's get these arrows out. Yeah, now Aerodactyl is basically just a big gray pterosaur. So these guys are basically just big gray pterosaurs, or small gray pterosaurs in the context of this game. So the skin here, Svalbard Pulcrana, doesn't really do much aesthetically. I think the big thing with Aerodactyls is it's got purple wings, right? Yeah, Aerodactyl's purple wing membrane, gray body. And this is essentially as close as that gets. And the wing membrane is always differently colored than the body, so it's the best we can do. And then the shiny is like pink, which doesn't really work here for Dimorphodon. Now these guys need sand, open space, and water. Let's go ahead and grab the big old sand brush. Take care of all that. And then the water is there, and then we need the feeder, which will rush down with a little bit of help from some of my friends. Duration minus 15%, duration minus 38. Let's do the minus 38. Okay. Well, that can wrap it up for today. And there goes a Dracorex. Well, you know what? If the Dracorexes are going to die of old age, it's a good time to move them to a new pet. So that doesn't seem that bad. I hate this. This feels like a new bug too. That if there's a dinosaur between you and the body you're trying to click on, it doesn't read. There can't be overlap. Which I feel like didn't used to be a thing. I feel like it used to be, the layering used to be that the dinosaur that is dead, the UI element always layers over everything else. You can always click on it. But that doesn't appear to be true anymore, which is concerning because it's a little obnoxious for small dinosaurs. Yeah, let me know if you experienced that in the past or if you think it's just a new thing now. It's certainly possible that I've only just encountered or noticed it this video, but maybe it's a new bug. Hard to say, right? Without going back and replaying old patches. So yeah, let's leave this one off here. Until next time.